"Come no further, my son," he said. "You have no need of me, for you are under the protection of the great Red Cloud." He turned back, refusing further conversation, and made his way out to his hut. When King George returned to England, he came immediately to tell me the story. He was greatly impressed by what had happened, particularly because the holy man could have had no knowledge from earthly sources of the visitor's association with Red Cloud. Nor could the holy man could have known who the monarch was. Other members of the Greek royal family have visited my house. The late Paul, who was crown prince at the time, often came to seek guidance. Neither King George nor Prince Paul made any secret of their great interest in spiritualism and Red Cloud, but I and my family always referred to them as Mr. Roy and Mr. Constantine, the names they chose when traveling incognito. My daughter Iris has acted as my personal secretary throughout her adult life, and she considers herself shock-proof. However, even her natural aplomb was shaken when answering the telephone one day was met with, "Buckingham Palace calling." Mr. Roy was an official guest at the palace. Another member to come to Red Cloud was their sister, the late ex-Queen Helen of Romania. King George was the most frequent visitor. He loved Red Cloud, and liked to discuss all manner of subjects with him. Greece was in a troubled ferment at this time. The king, exiled in England, came many times to discuss his country's affairs with Red Cloud. When eventually he was invited to return to the throne of Greece, as the guide had foretold, he wrote often, sending questions for Red Cloud to answer. I still have his letters covering the years from 1933 to 1940. They are, of course, entirely private, and will never be allowed to pass out of my hands. King George was a most charming man, a strong but kindly ruler, able to make his own decisions and to carry them out. In spite of his exalted position, he was modest and unassuming in his private contacts, always completely natural, and possessed of a strong sense of humor.